An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity Vikingard 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity Vikingard 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, The start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting rights to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quests and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out.
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, The start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting rights to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quest and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out!
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Identity V Manners 2021 Deduction Star voting event is about to come again. The most popular survivor and hunter selected by votes will be awarded the title of Deduction Star and the exclusive customized Deduction Star series of customs. Use voting right to vote for your beloved characters. After maintenance on April 29 to May 5th, detectives can obtain various voting tickets and item rewards by logging in each day, completing match quests and unlocking previous deduction illustrations, etc. Voting reaches a certain number of times, and there are other amazing rewards. In addition, there is good news. During the event, the start of deduction series of customs will be sold at a limited time discount, and the super affordable prices are not to be missed. The spotlight is shining around, and they are waiting for your choice. Move your figures and take action. Who will be honored this year? Let's find out.
An experiment unexpectedly revealed a resonance of warp space, ushering in the birth of the Lagrange network. Numerous stargates were built. A new chapter of intergalactic civilization begins. For hundreds of years, the Lagrange network brought progress and knowledge, together with greed, conflict, and warfare. The old world fell apart and turned to ruins. The various Lagrange nodes rekindled, and a new era of interstellar voyage begins once more.
Venture into the unknown. Pre-register now.
Hi everyone and welcome to Netease Connect 2021, Netease Games' annual product launch event. I am Daniel from IGN Japan.
And I'm Ezra from IGN Japan. We're coming to you from Tokyo, and we're super excited to present today's show on behalf of Netease Games.
As a global developer and publisher, Netease Games is passionate about games, and if you're watching this, then that means you must be too. Today's show is all about Netease's selection of innovative and high-quality titles, and the meaningful and fun experiences waiting for you. We hope you'll see something you like.
And don't forget to check Netease Games' social media accounts for more details on each game in today's showcase.
This should be an interesting showcase where you'll get to see a lot of cool games that might not have been on your radar, coming from one of China's biggest developers and publishers and their multiple studios around the world.
So yeah, Daniel, Netease Games has a lot of amazing IPs, franchises. What are some of your favorite games from them?
Well, first of all, they work with a lot of major brands from around the world that people will be familiar with, such as with Marvel, with Warner Brothers. So with Marvel, they have the Marvel Super War game. For Warner's, they have games based on the Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings franchises, so that's one.
Yeah, it's the same for me because, they contributed to one of my favorite developers of all time, which is Quantic Dream. And then Bungie, obviously a really big developer as well. And then they have their own, original, really cool IPs as well, right?
That's right. So, of course, Onmyoji is a game that many people may be familiar with around the world, and Naraka, bladepoint, which has been doing huge numbers recently.
Yeah, recently it's been a great title. Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
As well, in Japan, for example, Knives Out is really popular as well. So there's a lot of really, really great titles coming from them as well, I think.
That's right, yeah. And I think it's interesting to see how the games that they're developing, not only in China, but they also have studios overseas as well, that are kind of being accepted by the global gaming community, and we're seeing a lot of these games being picked up. I mean, Naraka Bladepoint is really a case in point. We'll come to it later, but seeing so many people playing that game all at once, it was charting highly on Steam and that kind of thing. It's really exciting to see.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a ton of games to introduce, so let's get to it. It's time to head into the stars with Netease Games' latest SLG, Infinite Lagrange.
Infinite Lagrange is a sci-fi space strategy game that allows you to venture into the unknown and explore the hidden wonders of the universe. During your intergalactic voyage, you will make new friends, create alliances, build colossal battleships, and engage in space warfare.
Here's what the official description says. We have always yearned for the stars, seeking to reach the night sky and venture into vast expanse. Now, you are given the opportunity to embark on an interstellar journey, form intergalactic alliances, establish your cosmic empire, and travel between star systems in the Lagrange network. That sounds totally like my thing. Let's go interstellar and check out the trailer.
Our ancestors took the first step into outer space.
Started completely.
They set foot on the edge of the solar system with warp drives. Yet interstellar travel was still beyond reach. That is, until a high-energy space warping experiment changed the course of our history. A resonance point of war space was found, and millions of beacons were sent into detection.
2, 1.
The experiment took hundreds of years, until an echo from far away broke the silence. With it came the tunnel between two star systems, and a long-awaited exit was located, leading us to the other side of the galaxy. As more and more tunnels were found at Lagrange points, they've gradually adopted the name Lagrange nodes. Technologies, industries, and the capital we offered, and the experiment of mass object transmission succeeded. We thrived and prospered in space. Proxima Centauri, about 4 light-years away from the solar system, was chosen as the location for the first giant stargate. The two-way stargate brought us adventures and opportunities, losses and regrets, conflicts and compromises. As more and more exits were marked within the galaxy,
Message received. A new stellar system has been found.
a new map was created,
Successful through the Pioneer's Gate.
the Lagrange network.
Attention. Entry permission from Antonio's
It is the start of a new journey,
Warp drive module initiated. Registration to enter required first.
and the beginning of a great era.
Infinite Lagrange is a sci-fi space strategy mobile game developed by Netease Games. In the world of Infinite Lagrange, you can immerse yourself in Hollywood-quality graphics and build a mighty space fleet to wage all-out wars against hundreds of opponents. The time has come for you to decide the fate of the universe, unveil hidden secrets, and rise to power amongst intergalactic factions. Infinite Lagrange is now available in the EU region and has received acclaim and high ratings on the iOS App Store, Google Play Store, and in gaming media worldwide. The game will soon be available in North America too, so please stay tuned.
Yeah, so Daniel, as a really big sci-fi fan, there's a lot of lore to this game, and then there's these customizable spaceships. So I think this might look like really the game for you, right?
Yeah, this is totally up my alley. I like games where you can, that are set in space, that you can go on missions in space and that kind of thing. Being able to build your own fleet and, create a fleet of ships and to control exactly what's going on with the strategy element, the simulation element really appeals to me. So this is definitely up my alley, yeah.
Looks awesome. From space to ancient Japan, next up we have Onmyoji the World, a new spin-off of Onmyoji, which has been downloaded by hundreds of millions of players worldwide.
Onmyoji the World is much more than just a follow-up to Onmyoji. As a game created with an ambitious vision, Netease Games' Zen Studio is promising a truly revolutionary work in terms of storyline and graphics.
Players will assume the role of Onmyoji heroes, who have the ability to control shikigami, which are Japanese folklore spirits. In an effort to save the brutal yet beautiful world, they embark on a journey to annihilate yokai creatures roaming the land.
Let's roll the trailer for a glimpse at some of the stories that await you in Onmyoji the World.
源頼綱イデアナンジをトリプレン
娯楽の意志とはいえあの男はオイラたちの恩用だ。
このような了承を台無しにしてはなりません。
ここに貴様の居場所はない。源氏の栄光を取り戻すのは私だ。
So yeah, I think it's really cool to see a new spin-off title from Onmyoji, which has been such a popular game. And then, the original one was released in 2016. So that's almost 5 years. And, I really love the ancient Kyoto atmosphere, which is really authentic. But at the same time, there's these yokai that are invading. So I really love the atmosphere. And, it's an RPG card game, but there's so much lore to it. And, the Japanese voice acting is really authentic. So I think altogether, this looks like a really awesome spin-off title.
That's awesome to hear. Yeah, I think looking at the visuals there as well, you get like a real sort of sense of immersion in that world, which I think is going to be really exciting to get your hands on this game.
For sure. Mm-hmm. Be sure to check out the official Onmyoji the World website, Twitter, and Facebook accounts for updates.
Next up, fans of the highly acclaimed society survival game Frostpunk, we have some news for you. Frostpunk Mobile is a brand new version of the game for mobile, where players must lead a group of survivors in a freezing post-apocalyptic landscape, making tough decisions in a world where natural disaster is only a snowflake away.
Here to tell us all about the game, including its all-new snow effects and gameplay elements, is Frostpunk Mobile Product Manager Luo Chao.
Hello everyone, I'm Charles, the leader producer of Frostpunk Mobile. Today, I will show you a brand new simulation game telling a story of leading the last city to survive. The game starts from an abandoned camp. We have created various realistic effects of snow by our own technology. Look, NPCs can stomp out snow marks, and the snow on the ground will melt due to the heat of the building. Such performance of 3A level snow scenery, which is original, will bring you a unique visual experience. As the manager of the city, you will encounter many humanity-related events. For example, in the evacuation, if there is only one seat left, who will you choose to board? The father or the grandma and the son? What's the right choice when it comes to life and death? Perhaps there will never be an answer. The thought-provoking dilemmatic choice relating to humanity is what we want to bring to you. This is our last home. We must expand the city and take in more survivors. Our goal is not only to survive, but to build a grand steampunk city. In this process, we need to deploy workers, make laws, ensure healthcare, develop technologies, save endangered animals, explore unknown first world in order to build a city of our own style. The environment of Doomsday cannot be smooth. The extreme climate may bring a variety of disasters, such as tornadoes. But we humans will never give in. We will take all efforts to survive this eternal winter. Our game will soon start the alpha test this year. Thank you. Now, allow me to introduce Jakub Stokowski, leader designer of Frostpunk, who will share some thoughts on his perspective on the foundation of the Frostpunk mobile.
At 11-Bit Studios, it is our vision to create meaningful entertainment, games that stay with you and make you think. But what if that was possible on mobile devices as well? This is exactly why we've partnered with Netease on this strategic endeavor to bring Frostpunk to mobiles. The team at Netease shares the same vision and the same passion for the project, and I cannot wait to see what comes out of it.
So I think the original Frostpunk was such an innovative game because it was not just, simulation of survival, which so many games do, but it brought the element of, temperature, blizzard that you would have to deal with, which was a really, really interesting take for a genre like that. And now it's coming to mobile, which is a great thing.
That's right. It's nice to be able to kind of take this game with you and be able to play it on the go, of course. And it's got these this new sort of city building features as part of the game, which means that you're going to be having different things to focus on this time. And I think being able to just feel that sort of pinch of cold wherever you go and get into the game, when you have some free time here and there, because obviously it is a simulation game. You've got a lot of resource management and that kind of thing to think about. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good fit for mobile.
For sure, yes. Sounds like a great match. So don't forget to wrap up warm and look out for details of a chance to play soon, Frostpunks.
Now from the frozen wastes to the marginally less cold climes of Scandinavia, it's time to farm, fight and prosper like a Norseman with Vikingard.
Reclaim land, grow crops, host lavish weddings, and brawl with warriors in real Viking style as you forge new alliances and grow your tribe in this simulation RPG. You can even leave Scandinavia to invade places like Britain, your home country.
Oh, great! I get to go home and say hello to my mum.
I don't think that's quite it, Daniel, but let's check out the trailer to find out more.
The eternal night befalls once more. Hunger, cold, and death loom over us. Mighty Odin, reveal yourself and grant us hope. Longships are prepared for the voyage ahead. Let us set sail for the glory of Faron.
Oh, so you're saying I need to grow like a wicked Viking beard before I go to visit my mum?
Not exactly, but you'll need one before you get to Valhalla, though.
So Ezra, what did you think of Vikingard?
Yeah, first of all, I really like the character design, and then the fact that it's not just about invading, but there's all these like more quiet moments in the game. Like you can even, have a wedding, for example. I really like how games, when they take their time to do the more quiet moments. So that's one thing that really sounded appealing to me.
Of course. I mean, I'm a fan of sort of Viking lore and that kind of thing. And of course, the whole going in and pillaging and invading and all that side is really, really cool and exciting. And you get to also do the village building to go and, like you say, set up a wedding, which, who wouldn't want to go to a Viking wedding? That's pretty cool. And then just all of the sort of more diplomatic side of that definitely looks really interesting. Vikingard is coming to mobile later in 2021. Keep an eye out for the soft launch test in June.
Next up from Netease Games is Lost Light. Join the Firefly Task Force and unveil the sinister plot behind the Exclusion Zone, a brutal domain filled with loot and plenty of danger.
In this high-risk, high-return game, plunder a post-apocalyptic world with guns blazing, or sneak around and scavenge without risking confrontation. The choice is yours, and the loot you take home will vary accordingly. With opportunities to partner with real-world players and a player-driven in-game economy, you don't have to face the threats alone.
Let's see the game in action right now. Roll the Lost Light gameplay trailer.
Hello everyone, I'm MT5, a member of the Lost Light development team. Some of you may know me from the official Discord channels. Today, I will introduce you to this survival shooting game, Lost Light, which I participated in developing. Warfare, progression, competition, these are the core elements of Lost Light. We have invested a lot of effort in these three perspectives to provide players with the most realistic war experience. All the firearms, mods, and items in Lost Light have prototypes in real life. The current 5 firearm types include dozens of firearms. Each one supports up to 12 modifiable parts, all with different attributes, and players can modify them to fit different battlefield environments. Lost Light follows the principles of realism in character design. The design is inspired by real-life objects, and in the progress of designing gear, we also pay attention to the worn-out marks. Because the story takes place in the near future, our design incorporates about 10% of the futuristic elements, such as the unique Firefly Squad's armband and the astronaut outfit. To fully describe the top combatant in high resolution, Lost Light innovatively applied art technology in a mobile game to restore the gleam in the character's eyes. Lost Light currently offers 12 different level sets of armors and helmets for players to combine at their will. Different armor materials and textures have different impact sound effect and special effect. Not only blood and fire, but warfare is also a torrent of countless individuals converging. In a state of war, individual emotions and interactions will be magnified infinitively. From there, we begin to think about how players could experience the complex emotions of war in Lost Light, rather than merely chasing the kill. When injured, can you risk exposing your coordinates and send a distress signal? When faced with a stranger on the ground, can you reach out, lend a hand, and form a temporary squad with them? There is no right or wrong choice. Everything is completely up to the players. But every choice you make, no matter how small it is, will determine your experience in Lost Light. Lost Light is currently in soft launch in some regions, and will be available in more regions in the near future. We welcome you to follow us and pre-register the game by all means. We are insignificant individuals in this big world, but in the world of Lost Light, we connect with each other. A whole new war experience will be forged through this. Finally, I look forward to seeing you all in the game.
Yeah, so loot shooters are obviously a really popular genre these days, but what I think is really cool about Lost Lights is how it differentiates itself from the other titles in the genre. Like, for example, there's this focus on realism. Like, if you look at the detail of the gear of the characters, and then there's all these customizable weapons. And another thing that really appeals to me is not just about shooting the enemy, but like, how does someone feel when he does something like that at war? And then there's all these options in how you engage with other players. It sounds really appealing.
Yeah, in terms of engaging with other players especially, you're not just going onto the battlefield and killing everyone in sight. You have the option to help people. If you come across a player who's in trouble, you can choose to help them. And I'm interested to see the ways that you can work together with other players within the game and how that sort of affects your experience when you play. Yeah, I'm very interested to see how that side pans out.
Me too. Lost Light is currently in soft launch in some regions, including Australia, New Zealand, and it will come to even more regions around the world in the future. You can pre-register at the official website now to find out more.
So, Ezra, how did you get to the studio today?
Why, on the Tokyo subway. How about you?
Well, in the manner befitting a chief editor, of course, I came in a hyper-realistic racing car model from Racing Master.
Yeah, right.
Netease Games' upcoming real-time simulation racing game was developed using Unreal 4 engine and Codemaster's proprietary Ego technology. It looks almost too real.
Yes, you can even drive and customize real-world cars from Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, and more on real-world tracks, and race in real time against players around the world. Let's take a look at how this game was made.
What is mastery? Is it the bond between man and machine? Is it the intuition when selecting the perfect balance of components? Are these the definition of mastery? No, it is simply you. But mastery can only be measured against real opponents from all over the world. Customization. Achieve mastery over the infinite ways to customize your car. Control. True mastery is only ever achieved when the highest caliber of challenge is met with unwavering focus. Competition. Expand your mastery on the world stage as you dominate an international roster of rivals. As you become the Racing Master.
Racing Master is a realistic racing game and a real labor of love. Being a huge racing fan myself, it has always been my dream to create a high-quality and realistic racing game. With Racing Master, everyone can experience the adrenaline rush they get from real racing. We are a team of racing enthusiasts at heart. So by developing the game, we want to pass on the magic of racing to everyone. You don't need to hop into a real car and drive on a real track to experience the thrill, as we can put this experience in Racing Master, allowing you to compete with racing fanatics from all over the world, anytime and anywhere. Now come on board and become a Racing Master.
Codemasters was founded in the UK in 1986 and has been crafting racing games with a passion for the past 35 years. During that time, we've launched 58 racing games. I think it's safe to say that racing is well and truly within the DNA of our development teams. When conversations began with Netease about the possibility of collaborating on a polished racing experience for mobile, we could immediately see their excitement and ambition. Netease have achieved some fantastic games on mobile, while Codemasters have unparalleled knowledge of the racing experience. The benefits of a collaboration seem obvious.
It continues to be a fantastic journey working with the Netease team. We chose to collaborate closely, sharing our experience in technology, inviting their engineers on site to our studios in the UK, and vice versa, bringing our specialists to their facilities in Guangzhou. Their professionalism has truly impressed us. We can see, from progress on Racing Master to date, that the Netease team truly share our passion and are fully committed to achieving a world-class racing game on mobile.
Racing Master's first beta test ended in early April. Now, we truly appreciate the supportive comments and encouragement from the players that took part. Based on the feedback, the Netease studio in Guangzhou is continuing to polish the game in readiness for its next testing phase later in 2021. Stay tuned for the latest news.
So, Ezra, what did you think of Racing Master?
It looks like a really realistic racing simulator, which is really cool to see, and the graphics are amazing. I think it's really cool to see something like this on a smartphone device. How about you, Daniel? What did you think?
It's especially impressive to me that Codemasters have provided technology for use in this game. Of course, Codemasters are very famous for their racing game series over the last 20 or 30 years. So, of course, they have a lot of experience in that field. And to see that then being implemented in a game like this and the sort of collaboration with Netease Games is very interesting.
Yes. Check out Netease Games' social media channels for more on Racing Masters soon.
Now, Ezra, you know I love Battle Royale games. But one thing they don't have enough of is insane, mythical, superpowered parkour, melee action, and ancient Eastern lore. That is, until now.
That's right. Naraka Bladepoint is a 60-player battle royale with an Asian aesthetic, incredibly fluid action, and some really cool supernatural special moves. During a recent open beta in April, the game attracted 140,000 concurrent players on Steam, ranking at the number 5 on the concurrent player chart.
That's a lot. Now we'd like to share a video that shows highlights from the top performing players on the European, North American, Asian, Latin American, and Chinese servers. Let's take a look.
Tá bom. Dou durabilidade.
Nossa, chegou no spy. Marquei atrás de tudo, chegou no spy.
Corre, amigo! Vamos embora! Peguei um, velho. Tem dois, velho. Grabei o outro.
Ah, saiu. Ah, eu buguei!
Only fools die young. Shame. I thought you'd be more interesting.
You're more valuable than.
Suck. Oh my god, he's lagging.
Nothing personal. A toast. I mean your toast. Nothing personal. Nothing personal.
So for me personally, I haven't really been into Battle Royale games, but I really like melee action. And this game really seems to deliver on that concept. And I really like the Asian atmosphere as well. So this really sounds like a game for me that I could play as a Battle Royale game. and the action is really fast. I like all the special moves. So this is really something that I would like to get into. How about you?
Yeah, it definitely reminds me a lot of classic Japanese action games. The very, very high-paced, fast action, the cool kind of melee combat, getting right up in there and pulling off special moves that look amazing as well. Because when you're playing a battle royale game and you sort of knock someone out, you want to feel cool when you do it. So I think they seem to have really nailed those points. And obviously, you know, from the way the game was received during the recent beta and seeing the numbers of people that were playing it on Steam, it seems to be, you know, really capturing people's imagination. So it's exciting to see what happens when the game comes out for real.
I can't wait. You can start zipping around Morris Island when Naraka Bladepoint comes to PC via Steam and the Epic Game Store this summer. And don't forget to look out for an announcement this June on the game's release. It seems you won't have to wait too long to check it out for yourself.
But now, back to outer space. Sci-fi sandbox MMO Eve Echoes has been delighting galactic voyagers since it came to iOS and Android last year, with updates that have delivered an improved experience too. In June, a major new update is coming. Let's link up with the studio and explore together.
Hey.
An epic war is underway for dominance. With trillions of ISK assets already destroyed, neither side seems to be giving ground. Each successive battle seems to be bringing in larger ships and even larger losses. Without any clear witnesses.
Are you ready for exploration?
In YC-116, a supernova explosion occurred, and with it, another new Eden was born, Eve Echoes. A new kind of signal was discovered. It exists everywhere, around ships, wormholes, and celestial objects. The neutrino resonance wave, as it's now known as. Is mankind ready to listen to this echo from the distant past? Listen carefully and separate the truth from fiction. Understand that its real meaning is hidden deep within the noise.
The source of the echo, nihilist space, calls.
It's a wondrous place in this grand universe. It may both be the promised land and also your worst nightmare.
A new adventure is about to begin with even more powerful spaceships. We shall descend upon it.
In Eve Echo's major new exploration update, players will finally get a long-requested scanning system, along with new PvE and PvP content when they enter the new anomaly called Nihilist Space. The exploration update will come to Eve Echoes on iOS and Android in June. Keep scanning for more news coming soon.
Next up, let's see what's new with Identity V, the 4 vs 1 survival horror hit from Netease Games. Daniel, what are you writing in that Death Note book?
Oh, nothing. Hey, how do you spell Ezra again?
No way I'm telling you that. So, as we just saw, the Identity V Death Note crossover event starts on May 27. During this event, players will be able to dress in costumes based on Death Note characters Duke, Light Yagami, Misa Amane, and L. Assist the Identity V detectives to investigate the bizarre deaths occurring in the manor, search for clues, and immerse yourself in the world of Death Note.
Identity V has become a pioneering title in the global asymmetric competitive esports scene, and over the next year you can expect to see some exciting new developments. In addition to the annual Call of the Abyss Festival, the Identity V Championship will be held twice in Japan, and again in Southeast Asia, another tournament in North America, and more esports events in all regions. Identity V has been using a really cool mixed reality production system for presenting online events in a more immersive way, and this will be developed even further.
And Netease is also investing in professional competition, with 6 head team clubs formed in Japan, and more to come. If you fancy your skills as a professional Identity V player, now is the time to get involved. Hey, Daniel, stop writing my name in that book.
Okay, sorry, maybe next time.
No, next time.
In the meantime, let's check in on Life After, a post-apocalyptic MMO survival mobile game independently developed by one of NetEase's top studios. This open-world game includes shooting, survival, building, and more, providing players with a rich gaming experience.
Life After is available now for both smartphones and PC, and fans recently celebrated its 2nd anniversary. So, let's welcome the lead producer of Life After, Mr. Xiao Qian, to talk about the game's latest developments and the monstrous new crossover event.
Hello guys, I'm Xiao Qian, the lead producer of Life After. It's my pleasure to be able to share something about Life After. Not long ago, Life After just celebrated its 2nd anniversary with overseas players. Over the course of more than 2 years, we gained the support of many players and witnessed changes in this doomsday world with the participation of 200 million players around the world. Here, I wanted to share some interesting figures. In Life After, in addition to the thrilling battles with the infected, construction is one of the most popular parts of the gameplay. Since the launch of Season 3, in order to ensure more chances of survival in this new open world, survivors have jointly built 1.47 million kilometers of highways and set up 800,000 slip popes for the convenient passage of fellow players. And raised 1.3 million street lamps for lighting up the once dark roads. And they placed 660,000 post boxes for the convenience of every player exploring the Doomsday world, making their travel light again. They were all built by actual players of Life After, and every useful infrastructure can be sincerely liked by other players. Since its inception, our project team has been committed to creating the immersion in a realistic doomsday world and eager to present things behind the wasteland, including cooperation and heartwarming moments between humans, and the firm belief that mankind will not yield in the face of fear. In November last year, after 187 days of preparation for the new version, Life After Season 3 Restart the World was released. This time we brought to the players a more realistic doomsday world with higher quality rendering graphics, large seamless map, alteration of 4 seasons, and a free road infrastructure system. In addition, we've launched versions with volcanoes and typhoons that simulate these disasters. Players need to face the harsh environment, build a wall, reinforce a house, or help people in need. We also hope that, through the personal experience of these virtual settings, players can think about the relationship between man and nature. Well, beyond reality, what else can we imagine about the Doomsday? Let's see the trailer. Life After will launch a new major expansion reborn. In this new version, we will bring a more mysterious, powerful existence that breaks out of the traditional imagination of Doomsday for all lovers of the genre. This summer, stay tuned. Finally, in addition to the innovations within the Doomsday world, threats from other dimensions emerged in Life After. In the past 2 years, crossover events with the Resident Evil series, Ghost in the Shell, received warm praise from players. As of today, the crossover between Life After and Godzilla vs. Kong officially started. The Titans will appear in the Doomsday world. That is all the content to be released in Life After. Thanks to the attention and suggestions of all players and media friends, please stay tuned to Life After, and we'll release more great content in the future.
So Daniel, fans really got an expensive update with last November's Season 3. What did you think about that?
There's a lot going on in there, right? You have this whole new seamless map. So, of course, you can move more freely around. You have this sort of man versus the elements kind of thing. So it's a new weather system and natural disasters going on in there. So you can really sort of immerse yourself in the post-apocalypse world, which... who doesn't want to do that, right? That's exciting.
Yeah, and given the fact that there was so much in that update, I'm really starting to look forward to the next thing,
That's right. So it sounds like in roughly in fall there's going to be an update. So yeah, it's exciting to see how much new content comes in that.
Let's look forward to that.
Now, if you've ever wanted to build your own mecha and take it into battle, the sandbox competitive game Astrocraft is for you. Whether you grew up with building bricks or with crafting games, you can easily create your own robots to take into combat on the ground or in the air.
The game lets you combine physics-based building components, weapons, and gadgets to build any mecha you can imagine. Team up with friends via the in-game social network and work together for victory.
Astrocraft is already out now on iOS and Android, but today we can reveal a brand new feature, Ride to Arms. Let's take a look.
So I think for a game like Astrocraft, in which building your own mech is such an important part of the experience, to gain all these new parts, all these new modules to build with is such a good thing, right?
Yeah, it's going to open up the possibilities, the opportunity of what you can build. When I was a kid, I grew up playing with building blocks, and nowadays maybe younger people are growing up playing with digital building blocks, right? And so it's nice to see a game like this sort of combines those worlds together, and having more modules, like you said, to sort of increase the opportunities of what you can build, and the bigger maps and the bigger traps and that kind of thing should make it more of a fun experience. And it looks like a game that you can sort of play with your family.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Seems cool.
Next up, the super thrilling survival looter-shooter mobile game Badlanders. On this battlefield, you can arm yourself to the teeth to enjoy a battle advantage, or just rely on a knife in the hope of catching someone off guard and stealing their gear. Survive intense encounters and get out alive with the most valuable loot. Also, Badlanders allows players to customize their arsenal and trade their loot freely. You can even become a merchant and make a tidy profit.
Badlanders is currently holding a beta test, and new features coming soon include a new desert landscape map and new weapons and attachments. Let's check out the new trailer to find out more.
An adrenaline-filled ride of fun, Badlanders. The realistic and heart-racing gunfight is not the only highlight. You can also enjoy the thrill of getting rich overnight. In the game, you can choose to loot supplies or go toe-to-toe with your enemies and take their belongings. Each successful escape will leave you handsomely rewarded. Fighting is like walking on a tightrope. 1 second you swing to the feeding side, the next second you may swing to the fortune side. Are you ready to take the risk and fight for riches? The game's also got a highly customizable modify system. Distinctive weapons are available to satisfy all your combat needs. Grip, sight, stock, every part can be customized. The freedom to modify things brings your battles to a whole new level. Weapons and gear also have varying extended attributes that can significantly increase your combat power. The backpack with smoke-filling tank, the smart tagging helmets, and so on. This incredible gear is sure to give you an edge over your enemies. And in Badlanders, every item you obtain is tradable. Through the in-game auction house, you can tap into your business potential by buying low and selling high to the point of amassing a ton of wealth. You can also use this wealth to exchange for more powerful gear, which in turn will boost your combat power even more. In the future, Badlanders will bring you more surprises and challenges. A map featuring a desert landscape is already coming soon. The battle for riches is going to take place on the scorching earth. And new weapons and attachments bring tons of possibilities. Gunfights don't have to be monotonous. There will also be new mechanics and features, so there's plenty of new content to look forward to. The beta test is already underway, so what are you waiting for? Start your fight for glory and riches.
So Ezra, what did you think of Badlanders?
Yeah, again, what I think is really cool is that it's a loot shooter that is, dares to be different. And the most fun part obviously seems to be like, the element of making money. You can become really rich and then the next moment lose everything. So that should create a lot of tension. And at the same time, I really like the kind of comedic atmosphere it all has. So this seems to be yet another loot shooter that is different from the rest.
Cool, yeah, and I think it's good that you can trade gear with other people and sort of buy and sell things within the game to sort of build up your arsenal by, you get your loot, you sell it, you use the money to buy even better weapons and equipment, and then you go back in and kick even more butt in the next round, which is cool. But also you have to actually survive to the end of an encounter to get the loot out in the first place. So, it's going to test your skills, but it's also going to test your sort of business acumen as well. Yeah, I think that's pretty cool. So we have one last game for you today. The prophecy of Project Ragnarok is coming. The Supreme Valkyrie in the Hall of Valor has been summoned by Odin to the mortal world to stop the annihilation from taking place.
Project Ragnarok is a brand new strategy MMORPG based on Norse pantheon mythology and Ragnarok lore, filled with wonder and magic. Let's take a look at the brand new teaser trailer. Project Ragnarok, man, this game looks so amazing. I was already really impressed by the last trailer, but this new trailer shows so much more different things, like all these new characters with different weapons and magic. And then there's, the part where you get on the back of a troll and, climb the mountain and stuff like that. There's so much going on.
Being able to run into a fray riding on the back of a troll, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about that. Also, I love the sort of the magic effects and the sort of creature design and that kind of thing that we saw in the trailer. Also, it wasn't explicitly mentioned in the trailer or anything, but this game is going to have PvE raids.
Right.
It's going to have PvP as well, and also a guild system. So there's lots of ways that you can play together with your friends or play against your friends. I think for a lot of people are into this kind of Ragnarok mythology at the moment as well, so being able to really get into that, immerse yourself in that, and play with your friends should be pretty exciting.
And what I think is really impressive for such a gorgeous title is the fact that it will not only be free to play, but it will feature full cross-platform play between iOS, Android and PC. So, don't forget to follow Project Ragnarok on Facebook.
That is the end of our show. Thank you for tuning in to Netease Connect 2020.